picture this, it's not the White House you're imagining. Forget the polished facade and the patriotic speeches. I'm talking about the guts of the place, dark, damp, and buried deep. The secret bunker under the White House is more than a hideaway. It's a monument to fear and paranoia. A desperate lifeline for power. But why did it need such a lifeline? Because power never felt so vulnerable. The sanitized public myth insists it's just a precaution. A relic from the Cold War when nukes were the boogeyman, and the world teetered on the brink. Yet this bunker isn't just about a bygone era of fear. It's a constant reminder that even the mighty tremble. It's not safety they built, it's a cage, one they constructed out of their own dread. The players in this shadowy game were no ordinary bureaucrats. They were titans with egos as big as their impact on history. Men like Harry Truman, who oversaw the birth of this subterranean labyrinth in 1950. He'd seen the devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. He knew that even the most fortified fortress could turn to rubble. But fear is the architect of irrationality. It whispers, build deeper, hide better. And so they did. Behind the scenes, the reality was far less heroic. This wasn't just about protecting democracy. It was about ensuring the survival of a select few, those deemed too important to lose. The bunker isn't just concrete and steel, it's built on a foundation of elitism and ego. The bunker offered a cruel joke: outlive your own catastrophe while the world above burns. Here's the point of no return, the moment the bunker's construction became inevitable. It wasn't a single decision but a cascade of paranoia. The world watched as the Soviets tested their first nuke. The tension thickened, the air buzzed with invisible threats. The bunker became not just an option, but an obsession, a testament to the internal enemy, a fear that had grown too big to control. It was a race against time to hide from a fear they couldn't outrun. Let's cut to the chase. The bunker wasn't just a Cold War relic. It was a living document of America's darkest fears. It wasn't merely about surviving annihilation. No, the bunker was about power clinging to life by its fingertips. We've got Eisenhower stepping in, the man with a military mind and a poker face. He knew that the chessboard had changed. Nukes were now the pawns. His tactical maneuver? Double down on the bunker. Expand it. Secure it. Make it a palace for the powerful. Behind those tightly sealed doors, the truth was uglier than any public statement. This wasn't just about safeguarding democracy's torchbearers. It was about shielding egos, preserving legacies. Imagine a war room buried underground, where decisions of life and death were made in secret, away from the prying eyes of the public. The bunker was a vault for secrets, where transparency went to die. It was the embodiment of power's hypocrisy. As the walls closed in, the players' personal flaws surfaced. These were men driven not by altruism but by naked ambition. A bunker this grand was not just a fallback, it was a throne room. They had to ensure that even in chaos, they reigned supreme. This bunker was more than a hideout. It was a claim to a future where they remained indispensable. The cost? An entire nation left in the dark, quite literally. The real twist? The bunker's expansion didn't halt with Eisenhower. Each successive administration tweaked it, expanded it, like a secret club only they knew. Kennedy, Johnson, Nixon, they all had a hand in this subterranean chess game. The bunker was less a refuge, more a silent admission. They feared their own creation, the monster of mutual destruction they couldn't tame. It was an arms race turned inward, against their own fears. The bunker was the ultimate gamble. It was a bet against the fragility of peace, a wager that chaos would eventually reign. And the players didn't just play, they doubled down on the stakes. The bunker was proof of their ultimate flaw, hubris. They thought they could bunker down, ride out any storm. But the truth? You can't hide from the consequences of your own making. The bunker wasn't a triumph of engineering. It was a monument to their inability to keep the peace in the first place. Now, let's crank up the tension. Picture the Cuban Missile Crisis of 1962. The world's holding its breath, a powder keg with a short fuse. Kennedy's on the line, a president who's young, charismatic, and now, trapped in a deadly game of chicken with Khrushchev. This isn't diplomacy. It's a standoff at high noon. The bunker isn't just an option anymore. It's the only card left in a rigged deck. A steel cocoon that must shelter the decision-makers while the outside world quivers on the brink of annihilation. Step into the bunker during those 13 days. The air's thick with cigarette smoke and anxiety. It's not just the walls that feel oppressive, it's the gravity of the decisions being made. Maps of Cuba are spread out like a dealer's cards, and every move is a gamble. Kennedy's eyes dart from face to face, searching for certainty in a room full of doubt. But here's the kicker, even in this fortress, safety is an illusion. The specter of the mushroom cloud lurks in every shadowed corner. Kennedy's flaw was his youth, and the burning need to prove himself. The bunker is supposed to be his sanctuary, but it's a crucible instead. The pressure cooker where every decision could ignite World War III. You can almost hear the clock ticking, echoing off those cement walls. It's not just time running out, it's the unraveling of sanity. A moment's miscalculation, and it's game over. This isn't just the world's darkest hour, it's Kennedy's too. The bunker becomes a cauldron of fear. Outside, the world's on a knife edge. Inside, every whispered doubt and second guess feels like a betrayal of the calm exterior they must maintain. It's more than a physical space now, it's a mental battleground. The echo of every footstep, every rustle of paper, amplifies the stakes. The bunker is a tomb, not of bodies, but of certainty and safety. The real enemy? The gnawing fear that nuclear hellfire could rain down any second. And then, the moment of truth, Kennedy faces the ultimate test. The bunker's thick walls can't muffle the weight of the world pressing down. One wrong move, and it's all over. But Kennedy defies the odds. He calls Khrushchev's bluff, a gamble within a gamble, and the world steps back from the brink. The bunker, meant to protect, instead witnessed the closest brush with self-destruction. It wasn't the steel and concrete that saved them. It was sheer nerve and a gambler's instinct. The lesson? No bunker can shield you from the consequences of hubris and fear. Here's the thing about secrets. They breed like rats in the dark. The bunker was never just about protection. It was a fortress of denial. Fast forward to the Reagan era. The Cold War's turned into a long, drawn-out poker game with no clear winner. The arms race is a relentless cycle, spinning out of control. The bunker grows, not just in size but in symbolism. It's the beating heart of a government caught in its own web of deceit. Reagan's Strategic Defense Initiative, a grandiose dream of a space-based missile shield, was a bluff as big as the bunker itself. The bunker was now a symbol of a government addicted to its own paranoia. It expanded into a sprawling complex, a monument to the belief that survival could be guaranteed by digging deep and hiding the truth. The bunker wasn't just a place, it was a mindset. The ultimate testament to the internal enemy, fear of vulnerability. But here's the twist, the bunker's existence was no longer a secret, not really. It had become an open secret, a poorly veiled insurance policy for the elite. Yet, the public was fed a sanitized version of the truth. The myth of safety dangled like a carrot, while the bunker's true purpose remained shrouded in shadow. It was less about protection and more about preserving a narrative of invincibility. A lie embraced by those who feared their own mortality. The breaking point came when the Cold War ended not with a bang, but with a whimper. The Berlin Wall fell, and the Soviet Union crumbled. The bunker, this grand edifice to fear and ambition, now stood as a relic. Its very existence mocked the hubris of those who believed they could control fate from underground. The bunker was a mausoleum for the dreams of domination and a stark reminder of humanity's folly. So, what's the takeaway from this subterranean saga? The bunker serves as a cautionary tale. It's a stark reminder that fear, when left unchecked, becomes a cancer that eats away at reason and integrity. The fatal error here was believing that a vault of steel and concrete could shield against the consequences of hubris and paranoia. No amount of hiding can protect you from the truth. The bunker is a testament to the fact that the real fortress lies not in physical walls, but in the strength of transparency and trust. So, what does the bunker under the White House really tell us? It's a monument to fear, an architectural betrayal of trust designed to hide the vulnerabilities of power. The bunker is a stark reminder that even the mighty can be brought low by their own ghost stories. When leaders build these fortresses of fear, it's not the world outside they're trying to keep at bay. It's the internal enemy, the creeping paranoia that whispers, "You're not safe." Picture today's leaders walking those shadowed halls, footsteps echoing off the concrete. They're not just treading on history, they're walking through the residue of paranoia and ego. Each step is a reminder that these walls were built not out of strength, but out of a desperate need to shield frailty. The bunker is a time capsule filled with the fears of yesterday, still echoing in the present. But here's the kicker: despite its shadowy past, the bunker's existence serves a purpose today. It forces us to confront the uncomfortable truth about leadership. The real fortress isn't made of steel and concrete. It's built from courage and transparency. Every leader who steps into that bunker faces a choice: to perpetuate the cycle of fear or to break free and seek openness. It's a challenge to rise above the paranoia that the bunker embodies. So, what's our takeaway? Don't build bunkers in your own life, figuratively or otherwise. Don't let fear drive you to hide from the truth. The bunker under the White House is a historical lesson in the dangers of letting paranoia dictate actions. The real power lies in facing fears, not entombing them. Transparency is the only real safeguard, and trust is the strongest wall you can build. In the end, the bunker is more than just a relic, it's a warning shot across the bow of history. As you navigate your own life, remember this: fear and ego may compel you to dig deep and hide, but true strength comes from standing tall and facing the storm. The bunker stands as a testament to the folly of hiding from the world, and from ourselves. So step out into the light. Illuminate the shadows, and leave the bunker doors firmly shut. Here's the final curtain on the White House bunker saga. It's a tale as old as power itself. Leaders, despite their bravado, often find themselves alone in the dark, clutching at shadows. The bunker is their secret hideaway, a precautionary tale of what happens when paranoia trumps reason. But in reality, it's a prison of their own making, a vault for fears sealed off from the light of truth. It's not just a bunker, it's a metaphor for leadership gone astray. Let's face it, the bunker is an artifact of a bygone era, yet its lessons remain painfully relevant. It's a narrative of survival at any cost, an eternal dance with the specter of destruction. But here's the truth bomb: the real danger isn't external threats, it's the internal rot of distrust and secrecy. The bunker is a cautionary relic, warning us that the greatest threats often come from within. Think about this: modern leaders have a choice. They can continue to build metaphorical bunkers, fortifying themselves against imagined fears. Or they can embrace a new kind of leadership, one that is transparent, accountable, and fearless. The bunker, with its cold, unyielding walls, is a relic that should remind them of the cost of hiding from reality. True leadership demands stepping out from those shadows. In the end, you've got to ask yourself, are you building your own bunker? Are you letting fear dictate your actions, sealing yourself off from opportunity and change? The lesson here is straightforward: tear down those walls. The bunker's legacy is a stark reminder of what happens when fear overrides clarity. Real power lies in embracing uncertainty with open arms, not hiding from it behind concrete walls. So here we are, standing in the long shadow of the past. The bunker under the White House is a testament to the fragility of power and the perils of paranoia. It's a call to action, to lead with courage, to face fears head-on, and to build a future grounded in truth. Remember, the strongest fortresses are not made of stone, but of trust and transparency. The bunker's story is one for the ages, a lesson for every leader and every individual. Don't let it be in vain. Let's talk fallout, the real kind, not the radioactive one. The bunker's legacy isn't just buried beneath the White House, it's woven into the fabric of how power operates today. Even as we march into a digital age, the shadows of secrecy loom large. The bunker isn't just physical, it's a blueprint for how fear can still manipulate the corridors of power. The walls might be underground, but the mentality is alive and kicking. Consider the modern political landscape, a minefield of information warfare, cyber threats, and global instability. The ghosts of the bunker's past whisper still. Leaders face a new kind of war, fought in data streams rather than missile silos. But the internal enemy remains, the impulse to hide, to bunker down when the going gets tough. The lessons of the past are etched in those subterranean walls. Secrecy is seductive, but transparency is vital. The truth is, the bunker's real danger lies in its symbolism. It embodies a worldview where survival is a solo act, a lonely fortress against the tide. But here's the kicker, no leader can face the world alone. The bunker's story should be a wake-up call. It's a siren song to those who would isolate and barricade themselves in fear. The real strength lies in breaking those barriers. Now, picture the world without those barriers. A place where leaders are accountable, where decisions are made in the light of day, not in the shadows. The bunker's legacy challenges us to imagine a future unchained from past fears. It's a call to dismantle the walls of secrecy brick by brick, replacing them with bridges of understanding. The bunker's lesson? Fear builds fortresses, courage builds communities. So, as we close the book on the bunker's dark tale, remember this: the past isn't just a story, it's a guide. The bunker under the White House is a testament to the folly of hiding from the world. Let it be a lesson etched in stone. In an era defined by transparency and connection, there's no room for the shadowy recesses of fear. The greatest legacy we can leave is one of openness and courage. Let's make sure the bunker remains just that, a relic of a bygone era, a ghost story to warn the future.